So I wanted to go over a little bit about some of the ways that I help my horses stop better. So I made this little video. I kind of slowed it down for you. Right here is the very first time I asked this horse to kind of run down there and stop. He did a pretty decent job. Things that I don't like that he was doing was he was punching on the front end and wasn't really just committing all the way in his rear end. Like, he was getting on his butt, but he wasn't just fully committing like he trusted it all the way. So what I do is I just kind of lope him down through here. This one little spot I got has some sand in it, where I put some sand in the arena. Like I said before, footing is a big deal. So I just lope him around here and get him collected up in the bridle, and I just kind of get him to kind of push through a little bit there. And as I'm setting him up to stop, I'm setting him up and I ask him to stop. Right there, you see the front feet lock up, and yeah, he crawls out of it and it looks like he's pedaling, but he's not. His initial move was to jam his front end in the ground whenever his butt comes into the ground. So that's the thing I'm trying to fix on this horse. I don't want any of that punch. The punch is what'll cause you to miss a dally or something. So outside of the run, I'm trying to fix it here. I gain a little bit of speed. I ask him to do it again. He crawls a little bit on his front end better, but his rear end's still not wanting to go all the way in the ground. So I just bridle him up and back him up. The only time I back a horse up is whenever they're not stopping in the rear end. So when they're not stopping the rear end, I back them up. When they're punching, I push them forward and around usually. Here I set him up again. I try again. Boom, he punches. He does crawl out of it, but I release the reins and I kind of let him move his feet. I'm always wanting those front feet to move. So whenever they're stopping big and you see them pedaling, it's because they understand that when their butt drops in the ground that they have to pedal. So I'm teaching this to this horse. So again, I set him up, get him in the bridle. I ask him to, again, he punches in the front. So I'm just, right now, all I'm doing the last couple of stops, I've just been trying to just show him that I want him to loosen those feet up by just walking him up and out of the stop, just nice and easy. But what I'll do is a lot of times once I ask him to walk up and out of it, I'll do this right here. I will walk him around in a circle. This horse kind of flipping his nose a little bit because he's not used to someone asking him to move his front feet. I want the outside foot going over the inside foot, kind of like that right there. And I also want the inside foot, I want it following the nose. So like right here, his nose is the inside, but that inside foot keeps wanting to flail out to the outside. That means he's not trusting putting his feet inside the turn, his inside foot inside the turn to follow his nose. That's him bracing up. So when people say, well, how do you get him to quit bracing up? Well, this is him bracing up even in a turnaround. So I'm asking this horse to quit bracing up. Right here, finally, his foot kind of leaks towards his nose. That's good. I just keep doing that and let him understand that once that inside foot turns the direction the nose is going, I want that outside foot crossing over the front end, over the inside foot. So I just keep doing that, and I just keep showing that to him. A lot of times I'll do that throughout me trying to stop him. As he punches, I'll just gather him up and just squeeze him out of it, and then turn right into a turnaround until he gets his front feet the way I want. So I ask him again, get him set up, ask him to stop. He little bit better right there. He still kind of wanted to lock his front end up just a tick. So I would walk him right out of that, and then I would turn him around, and I would lope him back off again and get him bridled back up into the bridle and just ask him to try it again. I just do this repetitively until I get exactly what I want. I won't stop until I get what I want. So like this is day one. I will stop when I get the first one. So like right here, I set him up again. I ask him to stop. He does pedal really good in the front end right there. He never plants his front, but his back end still is not engaged the way I want. I want his back end engaged fully, and I want his front end pedaling. Here his back end engages fully, but then he punches on the front. So I continue to keep squeezing him forward, and then and turning him around. If he doesn't engage his back end, then what I do is I back him up. So these are some of the things you're not seeing because I'm trying to make this video in a timely manner. But I finally get this horse to, at the very end here, I'll get him to engage his back end the way I want, and just like he's loping right here, he never sticks both feet in the ground. He'll just crawl as his back end engages, and you'll see it here in a second. I don't know if it's this one or not, but I set him up again. I drive him this time. Instead of gaining speed, I just let him stay the same speed. So this is it right here. Hopefully you can get something out of it. That's exactly what I was wanting, pretty much. So if you need anything, let me know.